All right, hey Clark. I wanted to go over the videos you sent me over the last few days. Again, these are discus throws over two throwing sessions, so I want to kind of go over some differences between the two sessions, as well as some things you can work on for the discus. So we'll start with this first throw here. All right, so breaking down this throw again, we're going to start with the front of the throw for again most of these, just looking at the main thing that we want to work on. For this day specifically, just notice the difference between how much weight you're getting over on your left side. So here you can tell most of your weight's pretty center here. As you start to get out of the back, your weight doesn't shift too much over in your left foot. So that's something that you want to look at the difference between this session and the next to see how that weight starts to transition more over. And I believe your throws the other day probably went farther as well. The next thing we really wanted to look at is out of the back, your right leg. Definitely want to see that get extended, if not here, a little bit later on before you enter into the middle. We want to see that right leg fully extended. It's a little hard to tell from this angle, but that's just a mental note for yourself to remember. We want to get that right leg extended. The second big thing, other than your weight shifting, which you kind of adjust, is your left foot. We want to start getting this a little bit more open, just a little bit more open towards the sector. Again, specifically tomorrow, it's going to be even more closed than this. We want to get this a little bit more open so that it's a little bit easier for you to sprint to the front in the throw. So that's a key call out there. Second key call out is your right getting into the middle. Again, remember your dorsiflexion, but also remember when we're getting here to the middle, when your left foot lands, this is sort of like your stand throw position, right? So we definitely want to see your left arm a little bit more closed and your right arm a little bit a little bit more back, so you're kind of level here where you're getting this left foot down in that kind of stand throw position, if you will, when you're starting that finishing movement. So again, overall, we want to keep the upper body closed a tad bit, 1 or 2 frames longer. When we look here, we want your upper body to kind of be in this position when your left foot finally lands right here, right here. When it left finally lands, we want it to be 1 or 2 frames back. So again, it's just a slight adjustment, but we wanted you to be more closed. When you're looking here, again, stuff we've talked about before, making sure your hips and lower bodies get engaged to the throw first. You do a decent job of that on this throw. Again, you do get up off your. Oh, this is a non-reverse one. You could stay. You could sliding a little bit on your right. So again, you could stay on that right a little bit longer. And then also on your block, want to see you. This throw is actually pretty good with it, but definitely want to see you a little bit more sure on some of the other ones for your block. All right, let's move to the next one. All right, this is another non-reverse. Again, another solid throw for you. Again, main thing we want to look at is here. Not too much weight shifting over the left. Something that you do self-address. Again, your right leg, we want to get that extended. If not here, then definitely over here when you're starting to go around and start that sprint, that South African type motion. Again, your left also, we want to get that left open a little bit more towards the sector. Again, that should help you with your sprint. Again, for this throw, get to the middle. Again, you can kind of tell your upper body's getting a little ahead of you. And then with your left foot, again, your left floated a little bit there, but when it gets down, you can kind of see your left's. And when it gets down here, your left's, a little much, one or two frames open still. So you want to, again, be more patient with that upper body on the finish. This one, you usually do a decent job of making sure you're flat left foot, extended left leg. But on this one, again, you're doing a non-reverse. So just watch out for that. Another reason your right foot's kind of sliding on that finish. Other than that, again with the block, again your everybody was opening a little bit sooner than the rest, but still we want to try to make sure that block's being used effectively. So again, try to keep your upper body back a little bit longer so you can get something out of that block. Again, usually we look for that long left, or you can block like you are, but again, just be a little bit more patient with it. A couple of these throws were kind of wobbly, so just do some picking, get your flight right on your discus, so it's not an issue during competition. All right, the next one. Oh! Oh! All right. So on this next throw, again, key call out, looking at this position here, definitely want that armpit over that knee, more weight over your left, more weight shifting over to your left side, get out of the back, which you do self-address. Your right foot, your right leg, getting that extended, your left foot, getting that open. Again, just a note about dorsiflexion right here. We talked about it before in your training, so keep an eye on that. And then here, again, the key thing to focus on once we start moving to the middle of the throws, keeping that right engaged and moving a little bit more. Kind of pauses for 1 or 2 frames there, not being active. And then when your left lands, it's your left's kind of floating on this one too, even though it's good placement. But again, overall, just need to be a little bit more patient with that upper body. Again, foot placement is where your feet landing and everything like that. That's good. You stay on the ground longer on this throw than some of the other ones that we're going to see. So that's good. Again, we could definitely stay a little bit longer though. Again, those are small differences to help you throw farther. Your block on this throw, like that, a little bit more than the other ones we've seen so far. So that's good. But again, your reverse right, your right foot reverse is where your left is. So you're definitely getting all your momentum into this throw, as you can tell. And then just to call out, do some shadow drills, practicing that reverse. You want to make sure you have some ample practice being balanced on the finish. So when you give 110% like this, you're able to stay in a little bit better. All right, let's look at the last throw from that same session. Ah! All right, so looking at this throw, we're going to start at the beginning, like we did with the other ones. All right, again, note your lack of shift over onto your left side. You autocorrect later. Your right, again, a little hard to tell, but again, want to make sure that's the right leg's fully extended, really here, not over here as you start that sprint. Left leg a little bit more open. The rest of your entry has improved that we were working on. So this getting those right and left legs kind of apart, making sure you're getting a wide entry is something that you've definitely fixed. So good improvement there. Getting it down again. Right about here, your left kind of lands. If not here, it's still a little bit too open. So again, I want to work on that. This one you're coming up off your left kind of early as well. Definitely want to work on that. Staying down on the double support longer. But overall, looked like a solid practice. Now let's move on to the second session. Videos you sent.
Oh! Oh!
All right, I like the change on entry with this discus like this, so you can feel the stretch. Huge fan of that, so probably should keep with that. So starting out on your entry here, you can already notice that you're shifting some more weight over to the left. So huge fan of that. I think that's why these throws went further as well. Getting out of the back here. Again, the main thing is still making sure that right gets fully extended. Really, it should be right about here, if not over here. Make sure that right gets fully extended. And then this left, like I mentioned, making sure we get this left more towards the sector, so you can really lean into it and actually start to sprint. Again, that angle there, you want that definitely a little bit lower to the ground, even though you're on a tall guy. Again, dorsiflexion, just a call out for that. Keep drilling that. Go over some drills for that. Again, foot placement is solid. Again, your left foot, just working on getting that down sooner is just something that's going to come with some more reps. Again, we're looking at where your left is. Again, really just one frame back. If we could have had this position when your foot was here, really touching down, would have helped you out. Then you get into the throw, staying nice and flat on the left, which is good. Going around, getting around there with your right, getting over top your left. Again, for that block, definitely like your arm a little bit higher, a little bit more level on the block. But overall, not a bad throw. Again, that release, again, just do some picking. Help with the releases. Solid reverse. So overall, it was a decent throw for you. Let's look at the next throw.
Oh!
All right.
Oh!
All right. So again, I like this change with your extending your right arm with the wine. I think it's going to help you a lot. Feel that stretch, especially you want to maintain that discus behind you throughout the throw. So it's just a good feeling for you to try to keep throughout the throw. I like this shift more. So good work on the entry. The stuff I told you to work on, you're definitely executing on. I think that's why you can tell these are flying. So looking here again, next thing, again, same thing. Extend it, make sure that right leg gets extended. Want to open up your left more here. You see he's getting cut off here. You want to get it more towards the sector. A little bit more towards the sector. Yeah. Got to work on keeping that right moving. Again, when you start to get your left foot down sooner and it's not floating for those 1 to 2 frames, it'll probably help you get your right moving. Again, right here when that left's kind of landing, you want to be in this position. So again, it's just a hair, one or two frames, so a small adjustment, but we definitely want to try to get to this position here when your left's, on the ground and you're starting that finish position. Nice flat left foot, getting around and up over it. Right comes up a little early on this one. Again, your block, definitely want this to be a little bit more level. We'll work on that when we get to the finish. That looks like a solid throw for you. Reversed your right, reversed right to where your left was. So that's good. But yeah, overall, solid throws. Let's look at this last one you sent.
Oh! Oh!
All right. So again, I like this adjustment with the right. I like your entry here. Again, right leg. Want to make sure that gets extended. If not here, definitely this point or over here. You want to make sure that right's fully extended. Left, we want that to be open more towards the sector. All right, looking at some other stuff that you're doing right. I'm not calling out, but just looking at the main things you want to identify as areas of opportunity. So here, again, looking at really where your left foot gets on that ground. Yeah, this one. Again, here and even right before, just making sure you're being a little bit more patient. Just when your left foot really is flat on the ground and you start that finish, you want to kind of be in this position. So again, it's a small change, and this one specifically, it's even smaller than the other ones. So I think that's why this one went a little bit further. Being a little bit more patient. Left's flat, getting up over your left. Right came up a little too soon. I want to stay in that double support longer. And I think you can get a little bit more off the discus, staying there longer, working it longer. Good reverse. Yeah, overall, the stuff on the finish that we talked about, we'll work on that later. Again, the main thing is key takeaways is out of the back. We're going to keep working on this. The adjustments you made so far, good. I like you shifting your weight more, getting in this position. I like this. Again, making sure we get your right leg extended, your left open, so we can try to get this angle a little bit lower so it really help you sprint into the middle. Again, you're also getting your right out more, which is something we're talking about. So that's good progression with that. But yeah, the overall, again, just keep focusing on the beginning of the throw, the entry. I think that's going to lead to some more bombs. So just let me know if you have any questions.